want to bring in an award-winning journalist and blogger, Ethar El Katatney, and she joins me now live in Cairo. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
You went to vote today, or are you waiting till tomorrow?
Waiting till tomorrow.
Yes?
Yeah.
And how do you feel today?
Well, it's a historic occasion, you know, considering the extremely messy transitional period we've had, you know, with mistakes committed across the board, whether it's from Muslim Brotherhood to SCAF to judiciary to the parliament, and that we've reached this point, regardless of the fact that we still don't really know what the president's actually, what authority he's going to have. It's still monumental.
But you're voting blind, aren't you? You're voting blind. You're casting a ballot, and you don't know what this man is going to end up doing.
The majority of Egyptians actually are. They're voting on personality, and they're voting on a hope. I doubt many Egyptians have actually gotten through, you know, 90 or 80 pages worth of the actual political platforms of the candidates. They're voting on who they believe. You have the Islamists, you have the secularists, and you have the kind of fulul, we call the remnants of the regime. So they're voting pretty much based on faith and who they hope will actually be able to lead the country.
From a political philosophy standpoint, that is the big question facing Egypt, isn't it? What role will Islam play in all of this, in politics?
I think it's really interesting. If you're tracking Gallup studies, the Muslim Brotherhood, they had, I think, around 16 or 17% last July support. That jumped to 64% in February, and that dropped to 42% in April after Parliament. When they've squandered a lot of the goodwill that was actually invested in them, whether it was the way they managed the Parliament, how they went head-to-head with SCAF and a little bit of the activities, and they haven't actually
SCAF
really,
being the military
Supreme Council of Armed Forces, and they haven't actually, in terms of economic policies, they haven't really done much. But again, it's the Muslim Brotherhood, their support, their resources, and their organization is, I think, their ideology is what they're building on. You know, a couple of days ago for their candidate, they had a 700-mile human chain in support of him. So I think they're counting more on their ideology and their resources to support their candidate, more than it is their actual philosophy.
It's the military. Do you think they promised they would leave on July 1st? Do you trust them?
If they do leave on July 1st, that would be the biggest kind of, see, they did what they promised. You can say that there's all these conspiracy theories.
Do you believe them?
That they will actually move? I believe that there's been a lot of mismanagement, that they respond to people usually after violence, that they not very good in communication with the people, and that they've made kind of learning as we go along.
So I'll ask you again, do you believe that they're going to leave on July 1st?
I do believe that they will leave on July, but I still do believe that they have to maintain their kind of economic empire, their kind of legal status, and that they will, whatever candidate does win, will have to have very sensitive between how they will manage whatever, depending on, we have an interim constitutional supplement, but not really whatever they're going to have. So between parliament, between the military, and between whatever they're going to be able to do, we still don't really know.
You think your country's on the right track? You sound like that.
It's hopeful. You know, today is a good day for us to be hopeful, but not to also. We have to be optimistic. You know, it's been very
vigilant,
messy,
right? And vigilant.
And we have NGOs actually. They do have restrictions, as you were mentioning, but we're still on the right track. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Okay, Ethar El Katatney, thanks so much for joining us live on CNN on this special day.